On multiple occasions, declassified naval logs revealed that sonar operators locked onto targets that displayed completely impossible characteristics. The signatures tracked objects that were clearly organic, moving at speeds exceeding 40 knots, far faster than any submarine or known whale species. Furthermore, the sonar displacement profiles estimated the length of these moving biological masses to be anywhere between 50 and 70 feet. The objects were frequently tracked descending into extreme depths, far below the dive limits of any known marine mammal. When marine biologists were quietly consulted by naval authorities, they were left completely speechless. The acoustic signatures and movement patterns didn't match blue whales, giant squids, or schools of fish. It was a singular, massive, highly aggressive entity moving through the dark. The Twilight Zone and the perfect hiding place. The most common argument against the survival of the Megalodon is simple. How could a 60-foot shark hide from our modern satellites, cruise ships, and oceanographers? The answer lies in the vast vertical geography of the ocean itself. The surface of the ocean, known as the sunlight zone, is heavily monitored. But just beneath it lies the Twilight Zone, extending down to 3,300 feet, followed by the midnight abyss and the extreme trenches like the Mariana Trench. This is an environment of absolute darkness, freezing temperatures, and immense pressure. If the Megalodon survived, it would have been forced to adapt to these deep, benthic environments to follow its prey or escape changing surface temperatures. Sharks do not possess swim bladders. Instead, they have massive, oil-filled livers that allow them to tolerate extreme depth changes effortlessly. In the deep ocean trenches, a population of megalodons could easily survive completely undetected by human technology. We have better maps of the surface of Mars and the Moon than we do of our own ocean floor. Instead of the typical gray and white countershading of a surface-dwelling great white shark, a deep-sea megalodon might have evolved a near-black or ghostly, translucent coloration, much like the creature described in the 1918 Port Stevens encounter. This extreme camouflage would make it completely invisible to the few research submersibles that occasionally descend into the abyss, allowing the ultimate predator to remain the ultimate ghost. We now come to the final, most chilling piece of evidence in our investigation. In the early 2000s, a Japanese research team was conducting routine deep-sea observations near the bottom of the Suruga Bay, an incredibly deep marine trench off the coast of Japan. They were using a heavily armored, unmanned, remote-operated vehicle, ROV, equipped with high-definition cameras and a baited container to attract deep-sea scavengers. The ROV was sitting at a depth of over 5,000 feet, an area completely devoid of sunlight and under crushing atmospheric pressure. Initially, the cameras recorded standard deep-sea life: sleeper sharks, giant isopods, and rare crabs feeding on the bait. But suddenly, the smaller scavengers began to scatter in absolute panic. The water around the ROV grew eerily quiet. Out of the pitch-black darkness, an enormous shark slowly glided past the research camera. The scientists on the surface could not believe what they were seeing. Using the baited cage, which had a known measurement of 10 feet across as a scale, they calculated the size of the passing predator. The shark was a staggering 50 feet long. Its gills were massive vertical slits, and its eye, completely dark and devoid of emotion, was the size of a human head. It was not a whale shark, which is a slow, filter-feeding creature with distinct spots. This was a robust, heavily muscled apex predator. The footage was briefly broadcast on Japanese television before being quietly archived and downplayed by mainstream institutions. But for those who saw the raw data, it was definitive proof that something monstrous still rules the primordial dark. The ocean is a vast, ancient puzzle that constantly reminds us of how little we truly understand. While mainstream science requires a physical, living specimen to officially declare a species alive, the mounting evidence cannot be easily dismissed. The consistent, terrifying eyewitness reports from seasoned mariners, the scientifically dated young fossils, the massive crescent wounds marring the bodies of our largest whales, and the classified military sonar tracking records all point toward a singular, haunting reality. The Megalodon may have never truly left us. It simply retreated to the one place where human beings cannot follow, the black, silent, and unforgiving abyss. But what do you think? Is the Megalodon truly extinct, hiding safely in the pages of prehistory? Or is it down there right now, swimming silently beneath the waves, waiting for its next strike? Leave your theories and opinions in the comments below. We read every single one of them. If you enjoyed this deep-sea investigation, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Monster Below, and turn on all notifications so you never miss a journey into the world's greatest unexplained mysteries. Until next time, remember what hides below.